Hello, welcome to the stream. Play some Forza in a second here. Just getting everything situated. Let's see. I think we are ready. Keeps on putting me in the wrong category. I'm not remembering the settings very well. Alright, I think we got our set up now. On the right category, right title. Alright. Let's get into some multiplayer online racing. Our skills come up, our safeties come back up, but we're at S, which is the top safety. And it was a 4950, which is almost top of the skill, but they changed the classes around and I'm in a different class more, so I'm kind of getting it sorted out. I'll get there though. We got some podiums yesterday. This fan on me. Good morning, fellas. Little warm up before the race. Double check our fuel. Yep, a little extra fuel, that's fine. Doesn't slow it down hardly any. And it's worth it just to make sure you don't run out. So I have set the correct amount of fuel and run out many times. Always a good idea to put an extra lap or two laps for the long races, but these are pretty short races, so we'll be going track to track to track today. And as my friends come online, we'll invite them, so we'll have a big party. It's a good time, and it ensures more clean racers in the race. Good morning, everybody. See some people coming in on TikTok, Twitch, and YouTube. I'm streaming all three. Highest quality video for large monitors or TVs is going to be on YouTube. It's 1440p at 60 frames per second. Followed by TikTok, 1080p, 60 frames per second. And finally Twitch at 720p, 60 frames per second. I've been streaming on Twitch for years, new to YouTube and TikTok, so not quite the following there yet, but we're working on it. They're spinning people out back there. It's good to get up front. A little slow through there. Tires are cold. Not quite as grippy just yet, but we'll get there. Braking a little early for the cold tires. They should be coming up temp. I like to see 200 degrees, 210 degrees on the tires. Yeah, pretty much there now. Looks like one of the guys broke away from the pack behind me. He's pretty incredibly fast to be catching us going full throttle. Not sure how he's so fast. Okay, he's not a clean driver, that's for sure. That's pretty incredible. He's put that much distance on me. What the fuck? Shitty drivers, man. It wouldn't be Forza if I didn't get spun out 3 times a race. Around that. That thing will pop you up in the air. Tires getting a little worn. Not stopping as well. Hey, good morning, Striker. I'm pretty good. I just woke up. Applied to another job. Ate a bite of banana and jumped right on the Forza. You been racing today? Yeah, I hope to. Oh, you raced a little after I left? Yeah. How'd it go? I was in second place in this race for quite a while, and then the guy came up behind me, wrecked me, and then another one showed up after I got back on the track, wrecked me again. So yeah, not the best lap time. But got the first race of the day out of the way. Yeah, that stinks, man. It stinks. Yeah, I was telling the chat earlier. It was like it would when I got spun out for the second time. I said, well, it wouldn't be Forza if I didn't get spun out 1 to 3 times per race. And then I got spun out again. So, okay, there we go. We got it out of the way. We got our 3 spins. So, oh well. You down for some racing? Or are you just watching for now? Send some invites out. Yeah, it wouldn't be Forza, man. I'd be disappointed if I didn't get wrecked all the time. I'd be like, what happened? Yeah, you down? Good. Alright. Looks like it's going to be Le Mans. Let's do an invite here. Let me go into the game first, because we've got plenty of time. That way I can unmute my mic in game. So when I invite people, I can talk to them. It's crazy you can't unmute your mic until you're actually into a race or a practice. Must be the first one on the track. It's taken forever to make the server instance. I also need to get some water. I forgot to fill my mug this morning. Creating game session. Yeah. Probably one of the first ones in. Loading, loading, loading. Get this game a loading. So this is the old circuit, so it doesn't have the chicanes in the straightaway. Yeah, it just set it up. Go into practice, and I can unmute my mic, and then I'll back out and scoop you guys up. I'll send some invites out too, just to kind of make the group aware that I'm online. Alright. Oh, I can unmute it first before I disconnect. Exit. Main menu. Alright. Should be able to join on me if you want to. I'm going to send out invites regardless. I can't keep up with who can join manually, and some people can't. Some people have to join manually, and some people have to have an invite. It's weird. So, man, group skill. Man, I brought the skill down a little bit, but mine's coming up today. As of yesterday, we got some podiums finally. Finally feel like the tune's pretty good because as long as I don't run off the road, I make a lot of mistakes. But when I don't make mistakes, I was able to keep up with the pack. So I feel like I've got the tune up pretty good right now. Finding fewer and fewer things I want to tweak. Lost my place. Ah, there it is. Rainbow trout. Alright, invites are going out. I imagine a lot of people in the US aren't awake yet, but some old guys get up pretty early, it seems like. Let's see, how much time? I think we got plenty. Yeah, 13 minutes before that entry ends, so we got plenty of time. Let's see, what is the timer on? It's on basically 13 minutes, so at 12 minutes we'll go ahead and head in. I don't know how long it takes somebody on an Xbox to join because I'm on PC. But I usually give them a minute, in case they're wrapping up something. What's up, Baz? Long time no see. I think you're on. Yeah. Yeah, okay. It's pretty quick, Striker. Okay, good to know. It seemed like one of you guys had told me that one time, but I just wasn't for sure. My son used to have an Xbox, but that was his thing, and I had PC, and he had a PC as well. I always, handed down my I went to the next generation computer, and then I'd give him my old one, which was still a beast of a computer because I was always, I had a computer store, so when a new part came out, I had it. New parts would sit on the shelf for about a day, and I'd be like, man, that processor's faster than my old one. It's really expensive, but I get it at cost, so let me just pop it in and see how it runs, and it'd stay in there. So it always, he'd get the hand-me-down. Alright, I think we're about ready to go in. So it's going to be the three of us. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure she'll like that. What is she on? Are you on the X? Xbox X? Oh, yes. That's what you were typing there. She has an S and you have the X. Okay. Yeah. Imagine that'd be a nice little upgrade for her. Alright, while this is loading, I'm going to get some water. I'll be right back. a little qualifier for the fun of it. This won't be the fastest car on the track, but it moves on pretty good. A lot of these guys can do way over 200. We need a little more gear. Let's click the qualify and go to practice. It was so wound up, it was off the peak power. Once you go to a certain RPM, it's peak power, and you're going to accelerate your best, and then depending on the engine camshaft, if it doesn't have enough lift or duration, the power kind of falls off a little bit. So if we make that, and I'm just talking from experience in a real car, if we make that last gear a little bit longer, it might bring the RPMs down to closer to where the peak power is before it falls off. So yeah, 198.3 is what it says it can do, and it might have eventually gotten there, but it was really struggling. So let's make this gear a little longer. Seem to be horsepower limited because I'm adding more and more gear, and it's just not climbing up very much. If we go too far, it'll just make it a real lazy fifth gear. Let's see, 23. So I'm going to keep these fanned out pretty evenly. And get almost all the speed out of it. .3. So about 1 mile per hour by adding a whole lot more gear ratio. It's probably pretty good. Make this one a little bit longer. So there's not such a gap, so it looks pretty even there. Shorter gears for quick acceleration. Up by these gears, 3rd, 4th, and 5th, you've got momentum, but you also got more wind resistance. So Yeah, we'll give it a shot. Basically got the rear wing down as low as it can go for top speed. I need some front wing. Doesn't make a whole lot of difference, but and you need that front end to have a lot of downforce for the twisties. The cornering. Another quick practice, see how it feels. I want to get close to the maximum top speed, but I want to add some. You don't want to chase the last couple mile per hour the car can do by adding more and more gear. You'll just make it real lazy and take forever to get to that speed. You're better off going a mile or two an hour slower and having a usable fifth gear instead of just a crazy overdrive. It's definitely an overdrive in fifth. $194, yeah. Just not sure it's worth making that gear even longer for a couple mile per hour. The difference between the gear ratios for a couple mile per hour you can make up just by carrying just a little more speed through a corner. You know, so the difference is negligible. The converse, if you add a whole bunch more gear ratio, you can make the car kind of a turd in fifth gear, or just doesn't want to go. Yeah, so it'll do 196, and then if I get behind somebody, it'll pick up a little more. It'll pick up a little more on this downhill part, probably. Yeah, I could make it higher, but it might be kind of lazy in fifth. I could try it just for a few mile per hour, but see, the maximum would be 200 no matter what, unless I remove some front aero. So all this extra gear ratio here is not making it go way over 200, so there's not much point in adding all that extra. It would just run at a lower RPM. So there you go. 203 has got most of it. So theoretically it could do 200. Probably going to require a little drafting. But it's a big jump from fourth to fifth now, so it might be lazy in other parts of the track and not worth it, you know. Just could try it though. It's definitely an overdrive when I go to fifth. I like to shift it, you know, high RPM, and it land at a high RPM, so it's got that momentum going. So fifth is probably going to land at a fairly low RPM, but it will be rolling at high speed, so it's got a lot of momentum working for it. Baz has got the low out too. Oh, he's rocking the sport tires. Yeah, I thought about running my sport tire setup. It'll have more top end speed, but it won't have as much grip. So Like I said, you can make up the mile per hour difference just getting out in front of somebody, getting on the gas sooner on the corner, stuff like that. I see some people coming in on TikTok. Hello, welcome from TikTok people. Got 139 have come through so far. 27 likes, that's good. Very nice. That's holding me up. You gonna jam the brakes right in front of me? Wow. Yeah, 202 with drafting. $199 without the drafting. Shitty driving. You got the whole row, dude. I don't know why you're trying to get so close to me. Away from that twerp. You can tell who brought a car that doesn't turn. Gotta really rev out fourth. So when we go to fifth, it's not too lazy. Comes the rammer again. The guy with a GT40 is faster than me, but he's got no handling. You put everything into speed, that's what happens. It's a one-trick pony. Only get it going fast straight. Stop my pull. Now he's starting to catch me. Pretty far back though. Now he's gonna catch me. Still way back there though. quarter mile behind. I got so much penalty. Well, he probably passed me technically because I had so many penalties. No, he didn't actually. No, he was pretty far behind. Baz was moving out. He was using the sport tire settings, so that gives you frees up some points to put more in the horsepower. So he probably had about 60 or 80 more horsepower than I did. I thought about changing to that setup. Yeah, some high speed to low speed tricky corners. Noticed the guy in the GT40 was a lot faster in the straightaway, but he had zero handling. At least you had some handling. It's going to Indy. Let's see if anybody messaged me. No, not yet. Alright, we'll go continue on. Yeah, I heard you go off the road behind me. I got way off the road a couple times, but luckily there's a whole lot of runoff room on some of the corners that I did go off. So it was kind of a big penalty, but I'd rather take that than get in the grass. You know how that goes. Cost you 5 or 6 seconds sometimes trying to get back on the road. Meanwhile, everybody else is zipping by. I don't know. I don't know. I don't remember. I don't really know the breaking points on that. I haven't done that track enough to really have it all dialed in, you know. So sometimes people do break before I do, and just because I'm inexperienced with the track. So if that happened, it's no big deal. It's not like it was intentional. Good morning, Thor. How are you? Are you at work yet? Let's see. Got our tire set up. Let's look at that gearing. Gonna work. I think we'll save this tune, overwrite the best one. I think this is pretty good. Good morning. Race tires. It's going pretty good. Just getting started. I've been streaming about an hour. Seems like a lot less than that, actually, but kind of getting the day going. I set my timer before I laid down. I think I got 3 hours of sleep. Yeah, 3 hours. So, better than nothing. Lately it's been 2 hours. We got 3 this time. I used to do a lot of push-ups and stuff like, well, just push-ups, inverted push-ups and stuff before I went to bed. Maybe I should start doing that again. That'd make me tired. Plus it'd be good for me too. Maybe I should get back to doing that. I just forget about doing some routines, you know. Corvette ZR1. Huh. Evo 8. Mine was a 2005, my real one. The 03 and 04 were, 03 was the first one to come to the United States. But it didn't have an active center diff, or there were some differences between the 03 and 04 were identical, and then I had the 05. It was a hybrid year, so it had the track, tarmac, and snow button, so you could adjust the center active center diff. It split power a little differently. You had 0 sleep, dude. Who needs sleep, man? There's racing to do. Oops. Hard not to touch cars when there's that many trying to go through the corner on cold tires at full speed. Funny how sometimes you can make a turn no problem, and then the next time it just nothing works. Crazy. Turn. Baz really wants to pass me. He's got me beat anyway. I got penalties. Yeah, good race, bro. A lot of back and forth there. Oh. Huh. I thought he would have passed me with the penalty. Oh man. Very interesting race. Baz and I were just back and forth. He led for quite a while. Finally got in front of him, and then he caught me again. It was close. I thought I had enough penalties that he would have got the win. But I guess not. Thought for sure he passed me in, technically. Sunset penis. Yeah. Well, some people give me a hard time about always using the Lola. There's a reason for that. I've got more experience in it, and I've tuned it by hand, you know. So, let the haters hate. I don't care. Somebody came in the chat the other day and said it was boring. And I'm like, well, I think racing with a controller is boring, you know. Everybody's got their preferences. I've got a bunch of different cars, and some of them are almost as fast, but they're just not. So I just don't stick with it. Nothing wrong with going what you like, what works. Uh-oh, the game lock up? And it froze for a second there. A little qualifier practice lap. That was a good race back there, Baz. A lot of back and forth. I thought for sure you had beaten me because I had so many penalties. I must have just got far enough away. I really thought you got me. That was anybody's race back in that last one. .132 with an NSX. It's fast. Baz can make that Formula Mazda fly. Sketchy as fuck, C5. I like that. The 917. Yeah, I used to drive the 917. Kind of went back and forth with it and the Lola for a while. They were pretty similar. I just felt like I had a better handle on the tune-up for the Lola, so I just kind of kept going with that one. New tune. Yeah. Go ahead and get your gravestone ready. Maybe it'll go better than you think, hopefully. I think that NSXR is going to be really fast. We'll find out if he's consistent, though. Alright, C5's already hit me. On a straightaway. Kind of hard to see the corners. I've got a screen full of car. That's Vet. Hey, guy in the Vet, you sure do hit me a lot. Yeah, the guy in the Vet's dirty. Whoop, sorry, bud. Not sure where to brake on here. Having to hit the brakes, keep from running over these guys. Whoa. Whoops. Touched the wall a little too much there. Okay, trying to make a turn here. Been rear-ended about 100 times this race. Crazy. I don't rear-end them, so I know it's not, you know, it's avoidable stuff. They're just not racing very clean. slowed me down. Not terribly consistent on this track. Kind of hard to see the corners at night. Good exit through that corner. On a pretty good run here. We're up about 6/10 over our best lap. Trying to be super smooth and turn pretty aggressively to stay on the track. First place guy wouldn't be that far ahead if he hadn't run me off the line earlier. Yeah, kept on tapping my car, messing up the balance. He's definitely fast, but he's dirty. Another podium. Getting this thing dialed in, it's working pretty good now. It took me about a week to start getting some podiums in this straight S class. In multi-class, I was already getting a lot of wins, a lot of podiums. But then they closed that class, multi-class, down completely and just deleted it, which is crazy. And then that forced all of us to go to this S class that requires soft tires to keep up with the pack. So I had to lose a lot of horsepower. Yeah. The guy in the vet was kind of dirty. He kept on hitting my car. He probably hit me 5 times in the first couple laps. Knocked me off the racing line, and all of you guys passed me. Had to play catch up. Other than that, it's pretty good. Looks like Hakone. Check my messages. That's sketchy. Guy just sent me a message that said, "Quit crying. Wasn't intentional. You're just bad." I said, you ran into me at least 5 times. Maybe not intentional, but that suggests you're bad. arguing on the internet. There's no point, but it's funny. Let's just go to the next race. Yeah, just a dipshit kid, probably. Little shit. Not intentional. Well, it's sloppy. That's what it is. If it's not intentional, it's sloppy. I was behind him and I never touched his car. I was behind several people, never touched their cars. Yeah. That's what I said in the chat earlier on the stream earlier, was like, you know, a bump here, a bump there, no big deal. But 5 times in a row, like every stinking corner, dum 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 dum, and knocking me off the line, bro. That's not. I'm not impressed by that. I'm just not. That doesn't suggest you're really good. You may be fast. There's plenty of times where I'm faster than the cars in front of me, but I don't hit them and shove them out of the way. I just wait for my time. But a lot of these guys will use your door to make a turn and then throw up deuces like they're fast. I'm like, well, you fucked me up. What do you think was going to happen? But anyway, he's back in this lobby too. Fuel tire. Oh wow, 30 seconds to practice. You just see the animation basically. You got a what? You got a new game? What game did you get? You may be just popping in and out. New 458 Italia. Thing's pretty fast, isn't it? All right. Guy's shoving into me. Typical Forza lobby. You don't get spun around 3 times. It's not Forza. That sketchy guy went in the pits. That's weird. Watch your car, dude. Hey, jackass, quit ramming my car. What the fuck's wrong with you, moron? Look at this jackass. What a dipshit. Jabba the Hat. I'll be reporting you for sure. I'm gonna make a video of you and put you on the Forza Insiders forum. And you'll be taking a break. Yeah, I would quit too. Yeah, of course he quit. Sketchy quit too. Quitters never win. Yeah, what a troll, huh? wasn't ideal. Well, that was a race. Jabba the Hat. And we got a little Xbox report for Jabba the Hat. Where you heard what thing? Um, hmm. Virginia International Raceway. Let's see, fuel and tire. No, the boogity boogie. Huh. It's in a song? Oh, really? Hmm. Let me find the audio clip for you. This is where it came from.
Flags in the air. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Ooh, let's go racing, boys. Flags in the air. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Ooh, let's go racing, boys.
Yeah, he was a NASCAR announcer. He was a famous NASCAR driver, Darrell Waltrip. So he always said that. He's kind of famous for it. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Wonder where he got it from. It's kind of a weird thing to just come up with, isn't it? Odd. Cartoon called Rocket Powers. I haven't heard of that cartoon. I used to be kind of up on them, you know, having a son. Watch some of the stuff that he watched, you know. Alright, there we go. Knocked clean off the track and flipped. A lot of these guys need to turn on the radar because they gotta be aware of what's around you. Not running the radar, you don't know somebody's right beside you when you yank the wheel like that. little wobbly. What the fuck? Just can't buy a clean race today. I was going straight, and the guy just went boom and knocked me off in the grass. I think it was it this guy in front of me here? I don't know which one it was. That's just crazy to yank the wheel before a turn. Boom, boom. I'm driving like they're watching a movie or something. That's not how you drive. You don't yank the wheel left and right before a turn to make the ass end kick out in a fucking race when you're side by side with people. Kind of getting the hang of this track, but without the wing, it's pretty sketchy sometimes. Just doesn't want to stick it. Huh, yeah, I don't remember that show, Rocket Power. That sounds kind of interesting. I think when my kid was coming up, it was Powerpuff Girls and Invader Zim, SpongeBob. For me, it was like Wile E. Coyote, and Roadrunner. Yosemite Sam, Bugs Bunny, which was actually my dad's generation of stuff, so I watched that. Flintstones. I always liked the Wile E. Coyote stuff, and Bugs Bunny was hilarious. He was such a smart ass. I loved it. Always messing with Elmer Fudd. Sticking his finger in the end of the shotgun barrels. Stuff like that. Daffy Duck. Whoops, that's a left turn. I forgot. Track's different. Yeehaw! We will never lift. It's a challenging track. I like it. Hey, Lion. Good morning to you. How you doing? Ah, I forgot this is a different track. got through there pretty good. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good, Lion. I'm getting in some early morning races, you know. It's a good distraction. Get my mind off of other things and have some fun. I've had some rowdy boys this morning. I got flipped twice today. The day is young. There will be many more flips. I don't know what it is about this car, but I get flipped like crazy. It's not very heavy, I guess. So it responds pretty bad when I get bumped. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Yeah, good race. The joys of public lobbies. Yeah, exactly. And man, we've come to expect it, haven't we? If you don't get spun out 3 times a race, you ain't racing. But it's fun anyway. It don't matter. It's all good, bro. It's like I always say, it's about the intent. I know you didn't mean to do that. Those kind of things I don't care about. That's fine. Yeah, I saw you waited up. I appreciate that, but you don't have to do that. I knew. I mean, I know you. We've been racing long enough together that if you just absolutely blasted me off the track, I wouldn't be upset about it. I would know that, well, that's just a mistake. Shit happens. I'm sure I've spun out some people too. I try not to, but sometimes you just can't. Nah, it's not that important. But I appreciate the sentiment, regardless. Sometimes if I make an egregious error that spins somebody out badly or something, I'll stop too. Just give them the position. But it ain't that serious. I'd rather see you just continue on and win the race, or you know what I mean, instead of slowing down and waiting, because that doesn't really help anything. It's already done and it's over and no big deal. What were the results? We did a 236 lap. Striker did a 233. That's really good. Well, I thought somebody else was with us. I guess they dropped out. Lion's too cool for getting hot. Lion, you want to jump in with us? I'm probably good for a few more races. I've been streaming about 2 hours, usually about 2 to 3 hours. I need to get some breakfast, and then I can probably go a little longer. Oh, you're at work? Oh, okay. Well, we'll do some racing tonight, most likely then. I was going to back out and scoop you up, but let me see if I got any messages. Well, I was gonna oh, you're still with me. Okay, perfect. Thought I lost you. Alright. It looks like it's gonna be Sebring. Yeah, we'll do some racing tonight, I'm thinking, at some point. It's early here. It's like 8:24 a.m. I tried to go to bed around midnight, but man, I just laid in bed and was watching stuff and get sleepy and put the phone down. My mind was just racing about stuff I shouldn't worry about. And then I was like, fuck, I just could not get sleepy again. So I got up and ate a big old bowl of ramen, some spicy ramen. That got me a little bit sleepy. It was probably about 3 o'clock before I finally uh, started dropping my phone while I was watching it. I was like, okay, finally, I'm starting to wind down. And then I set my timer to see how long I'd slept, and it was about 3 hours. So I'll probably have to get some more sleep midday or something to kind of try to get at least 6 hours a day. Yeah, it's nice to I sleep better when it's cool as well. It's been getting up into the 90s Fahrenheit. So I think the first official day of summer was the other day. So about right. Around here, it gets up to about 100. Oops, I got disconnected. Try again. Sometimes it gets up to over 100 here, and that's pretty bad. Your air conditioner in the cars can't quite keep up. You know what I mean? It's kind of rough. But let's see what it's supposed to get up to today in Tennessee. Yeah, that's the problem, isn't it? The humidity. Yesterday it was only like 92, but it said with the humidity, which was like 90%, it was felt like 100. Yeah, just bottle up the heat. We have a lot, big air conditioning units here because the heat's so bad, but sometimes they can't keep up. A lot of people's have trouble. Yeah, it's 82 here, but it's 88% humidity, so it feels like 92, and it's only 8:30 in the morning. So that's gonna get probably pretty rough today, I think. Yeah, they got an excessive heat warning for today. Trying to find what's the whole forecast. Oh yeah, it's gonna get up to 92 degrees by 2 p.m. So it'll feel like over 100 with the humidity. Yeah, it's rough. Yeah. Yeah, it's rough out there. I much prefer the winter because I feel like I can bundle up, put some layers on, and I'm good. But the summer, man, unless I'm doing a hot tub stream, it's gonna be hot in here. It's 82 degrees in here. It'll get up to about 84 sometimes in here, and without the humidity though. But so as long as I keep the fan blowing on me, I'll have to crank it up later. Right now I got it on low, but I'll have to crank it up later because it'll get a little hot. Start yanking this wheel back and forth a lot. It's kind of a workout. Which Ferrari do you like? I've tried some other cars, but I just don't have much luck. Oh, is it the 330? Oh, okay. Ferrari 330. Maybe I've had that car before. I don't remember. What year is that car? Is it an old car or a new car? The 330. Old one. Yeah, is that the one that's got the split between the wings with the big ducktail on the back, but it's split in the middle? 60s. Yeah, I think I know the one. Yeah, I've seen that thing just truck and just walk away from me sometimes. Like, golly. And I think I may have. Seemed like I may have tried it once. Let's see what it looks like. Yeah, built these the other day, just goofing around with. I wanted to see what the Metacar was all about. Yeah, it was fast, but I'm just gonna sell it. I don't really think it looks like shit. So Ferrari. Um, I can't buy what up. Oh, it won't let me buy something that's not already a S class, I guess. Oh, there's the button. I missed the button. That's what it was. No, it's just showing S class stuff, isn't it? It may be S class though. I'm starting to get hungry. I've seen that one do pretty good too. I just don't like the front of it. I don't like the back of it either. I just think it's kind of ugly. Like the roof line's cool, the hood and stuff, but I don't know. Something about that car is just ugly to me. Oh, that one, yeah. 67 Spawn. Yeah, it says the handling and braking is good, but the speed's better. And the acceleration's probably pretty similar. I think the Lola has more acceleration, but some of it's wasted on traction control anyway. So I could see that being fast. And I have noticed that sometimes you can't compare the handling of one car to another. Because you'll see somebody with a car with a 4 handling and they'll take a corner just like I do. And you're like, what? Mine's a 6. Shouldn't I be able to accelerate through the corner faster? And you're like, nope. They'll just, some of them can make it work. Yeah. It seems like you can, like the stats are good for this car and you can compare changes that you make to that car. Horsepower or handling. Those seem to be accurate. But taking those numbers, compare it directly to another, doesn't jive sometimes. Because I used to like buy cars based on the handling and stuff, and then it'd be like, this thing is trash. It doesn't handle worth a shit. Like, how is that possible? All right, let's get back into a race here. There's probably one starting up here in a minute. Let's see. It's gonna be a minute for that one's ready. I'm gonna warm up some food. That should take a couple minutes. So I'll be right back. I'll go ahead and set up the Lola for the race. It says we can do a 205 lap. Laguna, was this? This wasn't Laguna Seca, was it? Yeah, Sebring. That's right, Sebring. I used to run a really stiff suspension on the car, and the Sebring was bouncy as heck. Bumpy. Not so much bouncy, but bumpy. I'll be back in just a minute. I'm going to warm up some breakfast. Think I can beat a 205 maybe? Yeah. Wow. 207 and 8. That's crazy. Yeah. I'm not quite at your level yet, though, I don't think. I might get you on one track, but it may be because of traffic or something like that. But you're usually a little bit faster, I think. I'll be right back with some food. Okay. Be a couple minutes, my food will be ready. Hey, Fred. How's it going, pal? Oh yeah, mine 209 on sport tires and an A class on this track. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, I don't even I really don't memorize like what kind of times I get on tracks. I can't really even say. Yeah, pretty good. I'm gonna do some sausage and gravy and egg. I've got a little medley bowl. Kind of got it all mixed up, chopped up, just warming it up now. So it should be ready in a minute or so. My energy's kind of low right now, kind of feeling a little weak. I just had like half a banana this morning. What'd you guys eat for breakfast? Y'all doing lunch now? Hmm. That's pretty cool line, you know. Interesting data points. I just wish Forza would do some innovation and like give us a proper website or interface inside the game even, where you could pull up your stats and see all kinds of cool information, you know. Really figure out oh, okay, I should be using this car. I'm faster on this track with this car, you know. Be nice if if Forza just can't do it, can they? I wrote a scathing article about Forza in the Insiders program, you know, the developers forum. They weren't asking for that feedback, but I gave it to them the day I got access. I was like, y'all are fucking up. Y'all are fucking this game up. I gave it to them, man, about the rammers, about the penalties, you know. And somebody directed me to a thread and they're like, hey, you can post video clips of rammers and stuff in this thread and penalty errors and stuff in this thread. And I was like, okay, cool. I went to that thread. It was 2 years old and there was posts in there every day. There was 12,500 views. That's what they did about it. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. It's like, yeah, I'm not wasting my time. I'll be right back. This is what we're working with here. Bits of sausage, some potato, egg, a little bit of cheese, not much. And then I seasoned it. So it's got a little spice to it. Not hot, just a little flavor. Pretty good. Yeah. hmm Yeah, that's something I'd mentioned in my thread on the Insider program was like, why don't we have race marshals? Y'all got more money than God. Hire somebody. Hire somebody that just hangs out at the track and makes sure that no bullshit's going on. Yeah, more money than God. Can't get it right. So that's pretty sad. I've yet to hear any explanation why they deleted the multi-class lobby. Get you a bite, Thor. I'll try to get a couple bites in before the race starts. Yeah, it's really good. A little bit of gravy in there too. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, no, I missed the multi-class. I was just getting competitive, and I was getting a lot of podiums and several wins a day. I mean, that was huge for me. I was like, finally, I'm getting this thing dialed in. Finally. I had 2 good days in a row, and I was like, finally, I got it. I got it figured out. And then they're like, delete, deleted the whole class. Like, what? That's what my whole car was set up for. So now I'm starting over and trying to figure out how to make this thing fly on the soft tires with 80 less horsepower. It hadn't been easy. Yeah, I missed my sport class. I mean, it's just faster. I like going fast, you know. So now it feels slower. The calculator says the times are identical. So, I mean, I could technically run the sport tire one and maybe get similar lap times, but you're not going to out corner somebody on soft tires with the same car. Not going to be able to carry as much speed, you know. It's kind of a wash. Some sport tires you got top end, soft tires you got grip, so ends up about the same. There we go. Rear-ended, spun out. Forza Classic. So I'm just going to enjoy driving on the track. We're not going to get the W on this one. I still got that Le Mans tune in here. No wing and very long gears. Hey, we picked up 12 seconds over the previous lap. That's how bad the first one was, huh? It's like, yay, I'm way faster. Oh, yeah, it's because I was wrecked. 12 seconds lost in that being run off the track is crazy. That's a lot of time. Off the curb a little bit there. Probably should have kept it in second gear there. Gotta really wind out fourth because fifth is such an overdrive for top speed. Somebody must have hit the tires. That's a 205.2. I think that's decent, isn't it? Not the fastest, but decent. Have a bad habit of watching other cars and not watching my racing line, you know? That thing's pretty quick. A little late break. Kind of thought he might cut in and hit me, but he stayed wide, thankfully. I think now that I've kind of situated the tune and I feel like it's competitive for the class, the limiting factor is just my nerve to push it harder. Because I've got so many years of racing on a track on a real car that it's really hard to rewire your brain to go faster, because in the real world, going faster can cost you big time. You wreck a $70,000, $80,000 car, race car, and you're like, oh, now what? Now I can't race anymore at all. I'm done. So there's a whole lot of races where I'm like, man, I could have gone faster there. I could have pushed harder here, and just my brain is not allowing me to take the risk. It's going to take me a lot of repetition with the same tune-up to start trusting the car can handle the corner. Right now, I'm like, I don't know. Because if you're changing the tune all the time, you're effectively changing the car all the time. How do you get better if you keep changing it? Probably braking a little early there, keeping it on the safe side, because sometimes I'm not lined up straight perfectly. I'm trying to brake with the wheel turn, and suddenly you're off because you can't brake as well that way. So I'm really trying to enter these corners pretty straight to slow it down. And I got out of the rubber there. Flip that corner here. A little slower this lap. That was a wild downshift. That might have slowed me down a lot, but I think I needed to slow down. Nice and straight. Not too bad through there. Got out of the rubber a little bit. I usually try not to even touch the brake in corners and just kind of roller skate a little bit. Try not to, you know, tap the brake several times in a corner. I see a lot of people do that. I try not to do that. A little wide. Oh, super wide. Get the tires hot. So all the grip faster. Just get more comfortable. Push the car harder in the corners. Yeah. Because the race is short, it's a lot harder to catch up. Stupid people are frustrated. Yeah. In a 20-minute races, people used to have a bit more patience. Now it's 10 minutes. Everybody tries to win the race in the first corner. And I kind of feel like people are always going to try to win the race in the first corner, regardless of the length. But it does seem to be even worse now. It was bad already, but now it's a whole nother level of bullshittery. Oh, okay. You do a little mid-corner tap just to get her to come around if it's not quite making it. Yeah. I think the term is fucking morons. Yeah. Yeah, I had some guy run me off the road earlier, and then he sent me a message because I said something in the chat like, "Dude, you're hitting my car over and over." And he sent me a message back. Yeah, or he sent me a message and said, you know, quit crying. Something like, at my level of driver, you know, basically saying he was a way better driver. At my level of driver, it's hard for me to predict like a lesser driver what they're going to do, you know. And it was an accident. I'm like, bro, accidents don't happen 5 times. You're just constantly hitting me. You're using me to make the turn. You know, so you may be faster than me, but you're sloppy. And he's like, whatever helps you sleep. Yeah. Got so triggered he had to come and chirp at me on the damn Xbox app. Oh, did we lose connection, or is it loading the next track? I shouldn't even respond to those people. There's really no point. Our skills creeping back up. It had gone down to like a 46 or something. Because I was a S4950 in. I was a S4950 in multi-class with the sport tire setup and more horsepower. And then ever since I came over to the S class, it's just getting hit so much and running off the curbs and shit. It's been a mess. So Striker's still in here? Yeah. What am I doing? Lime Rock will be fun. It's gonna be a while though. Yeah. I used to brake way too early, and I used to get rear-ended all the time. I still brake a little bit on the safe. I drive pretty safe. I'm definitely not pushing it to the extreme, and I'm sure that's costing me time, big time. But I just want to err to the cautious side. Yeah, a late brake will make a lot of difference, doesn't it? But sometimes I late brake and it works. You know, definitely sometimes it works for me. But occasionally I late brake and then somebody rolls up on the side of me, and then I'm off the line, I'm out of the rubber, and then I'm off the track. Yeah, there's an art to late braking. If you get it right, it's good, but you get it wrong, man. Now you're sliding. Usually when I have trouble late braking, it's because I didn't get set up correct. You know, there's somebody on my right, so I'm having to take the inside a little too much, and then you late brake, and now you're set up pretty bad for the corner. Hmm. Yeah, it seems you probably got it figured out better, but with the Lola, if the back brakes lock up, it wants to go sideways. And sometimes it sets you up just right, and you're just like, okay, let's go with this. Wasn't intentional, but it actually put me at the correct angle. Yeah, that sense of fear you have with late braking with an Indy car must be insane to overcome because it looks like I'm about to die, you know. But they stop so well. Mhm. Yeah, don't brake until you think you're about to die. That's it. You, that's a fear, isn't it? Just it's kind of like our natural reaction to seeing a cliff. Like you're up on a cliff and you're just like, damn. There's something in the brain is just hardwired to recognize super dangerous situation, and to overcome it is tough. Well, you see people like trying to high dive and for the first time, or jump off a cliff into the water and stuff. And some people just cannot do it. They just can't. They want to, but they just can't. Then you get some kid that'll come up there, a little kid, and they're just like, doo-doo-doo. Yeah, just Geronimo. No fear. Hmm. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, I didn't know that. Forza 7. I played Forza 7, but I wasn't competitive. It Just me and my son would get in a multi-class practice lobby and just goof around. Sit on the side of the road, chill. Wait till something interesting comes around. It looks like it might be fun to race. Pull out with them, you know. We used to have a lot of fun doing that. It's kind of like a car meet and hangout. You know, on the mic, chatting. Good time. I missed that. I think they brought it back. And I went into it the other day. And it was a shit show. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about people blocking the road and driving backwards and intentionally trying to ram, and it was kind of crazy. Meets are back, yeah. Like I said, the one I did the other day, it was not. I was like, yeah. I forgot about that. I remember people used to get it in Forza 7. People would get the van and put a hot motor in it and just block the crap out of people. Still. That double apex threw me off the first time I saw this track. I was like, what is that? Whoop. Too much dangle to the angle. There was no hope of making that. Forgot about that turn. That's why we practice before the race. This double apex. I forget about it and I wasn't set up right. You gonna take off? Alright, bro. Yeah, we'll catch you later, Lion, and hopefully we'll get some good racing in tonight. Hey, if you catch me online tonight, just give me a shout and we'll get you invited to the group. We'll have some fun, I'm sure. It's always better with friends. There we go. Let's break a little earlier. Sometimes I get penalties on that corner. This is the double apex. Seems like the move is to go real wide, stay wide, and then cut in. So you're not negotiating two apexes, just kind of making it one turn. Brake on the 2 down here, I think. Maybe get a little more aggressive on the steering. I was thinking about turning up my force feedback a little bit, but it might mess me up because the amount of feedback, the amount of the wheel pulling against you indicates how the grip is. So it might kind of throw me off by doing it, but it feels a little bit too soft now that I've been racing with it on that setting for a while. I think I've only got the feedback at like 40%. Could probably go up another 5, and it might instill some confidence because it'll artificially give me more of that grip feeling. 59. 101, 100. That's talking through it, so that's not bad, I don't think. I'm not sure what I should be running. Maybe 58s or something, or faster. Oh, yeah, this is 10. That was on mediums. I forgot to change the tires, and I forgot to reduce the fuel. So I think we'll add a couple extra gallons of fuel there. Go in the settings, and I'm gonna turn the feedback up and see if it how I like it. Just go up 5%. Not 5%, but you know what I mean. Some people turn that feedback way up on these things. This is the 8 Newton meter motor. The regular model is a 5 Newton. I decided to get the 8 and found that it was way too strong. But I've seen some wheels that can do like 21, 24. I don't know who the hell needs that much feedback. Yeah, the wheel feels a little heavier. It doesn't feel so flimsy. It does make me feel like I got more grip after having it set one way for so long. Alright, stay wide. Very wide. I still did it wrong. My brain sees that first apex and I want to go for it. But you really got to ignore that first one. Feels pretty good with this feedback. Alright, here comes the double apex again. A little better, but then I couldn't make the turn, huh? Maybe I had a better angle already. I never turn on the driving line, so I'm not real sure what it suggests there. I probably should turn it on just to see what it says. It wouldn't hurt to see that. I usually don't like having that kind of stuff on the screen because it breaks immersion, but we'll put the full line on just to see what the game suggests is the correct line. There's a lot of ways around a corner, so they really hug the inside here, huh? So all of that's the same as I've been doing. Yeah, they're going really wide here, and then it's real sharp in, slow speed. Okay, so I had the right idea, I just didn't have the execution. So they're braking more on the 3 instead of the 2. Probably get on the gas a little sooner there. Real wide, really, really wide. See if we can go flat out through here. They're so wide. I really don't like that line. I think I can do better than that line. Feels a little slow going that way. Alright, let's turn the line off. Just kind of confirm what I suspected about the way I was going around that double apex. What is that? Did I hit something? I think I hit something. Go back into settings. Yeah, there was some global preset. It was on minimum or something. Let's just turn that off. I'll leave it like that now. Do a skip lap. Tires are warmed up already, okay. Thought maybe they'd start me with cold tires, I wasn't sure. Oh. Flat out through there. That's good through there. The brain does not want to go wide on that first apex. I go into it with good intentions, and then I see that first apex, and I grab the wheel. A bad habit. Hi, Co-Red Corey. Sorry, I just saw your message. This is a 45-inch LG OLED, 3440 ultra wide by 1440p. It refreshes at 240 hertz. It's a real nice monitor. It was definitely the most expensive monitor that I've bought so far. think it was like 1,200 or something at the time, something like that. But they're probably a little bit cheaper now. I've had this one about 6 months or something. And then I used to run another monitor on the side, just a flat panel. This one's a super aggressive curve, but I did have a flat panel on each side that tied up to it. And so it was at one time I was doing the surround, the 3 monitor setup. But one of the monitors, I was moving my desk and I was scooting it, and one of the monitors, the foot of it got off the side of the desk and it fell over and broke it. I had to throw it away. It was ruined. So now I just got the one, and I've got it flipped vertical so I can see TikTok and YouTube chat and Twitch chat, since I'm streamed to all 3 simultaneously. Maybe someday I'll get some glasses that have a camera in it so you guys can see my view. That's a pretty good view. I got the monitor pulled down low, so the steering wheel, the actual steering wheel I have in front of me, is lined up with the game steering wheel. Steering wheel's messing up. Didn't want to shift. Well, this is fun, racing with somebody else's car in my view. Oh, shifter quit. Oh, it's shifting. I had to downshift about 6 times to get one downshift. Gave me an off track for that one. No hope of making that one. Oh, the jackass. That's a guy. You're not sorry, dude. You wrecked me earlier and you just did it again. Sorry, sloppy driver's what you are. Got the traction control pretty bad there. Oh. Can't make these corners, I keep getting rear-ended. Ah, fucking rammers. Oh, it's him again. Sketchy C5. No wonder he's running me off the road again. Finally got that corner good. That's terrible. Every time I think I got it right, it ends up being wrong. Alright. Good run, Striker. I got tangled up with that sketchy guy again. I was like, who's banging all over my car? He finally gets around me and is like, oh, no wonder. Oh, third got you. Oh, the elemental. Yeah, I saw that. I think kind of early in the race or mid race, seemed like. Yeah. Public lobby. You just never know what you're going to run into. I gotta do dishes. Quite the collection going in. Clean up this room a little bit. Brad, alright. I could probably do one more. Oh, it's Le Mans again. Oh boy, that first couple corners. Hmm. Who was Brad? Is that Gareth or I'm not sure who that is actually. I wasn't going to invite the whole lobby because I'm just going to do one more race. But if somebody wants to join, they can. But we missed Le Mans. I think I'm going to take a break there because I've already done these tracks. Some of these I want to do, but it's not going to be for 30 minutes before they're available. We missed Le Mans, and Virginia is just, had enough Virginia for one day. I think I'll take a break here and be a good point. Maybe get some more rest. I only got 3 hours of sleep last night, so if I can get a couple more hours here, then I'll feel a lot better the rest of the day. What's new? History of Forza. Oh yeah, there's that IndyCar Championship Cup. And then meetups. That's the new thing, huh? Good racing, bro. Yeah, you did well today. We had some good laps out there. Drift, Nordschleife, track day meetup. So they don't have like a regular track meetup? Oh, here they go. Cycle track. Ovals meetup. Top speed track meetup. Huh. Interesting. I'll go in here real quick. Let's see what kind of chaos is going on. I'm just curious. The other day it was people were just ramming on purpose and supposed to be a hangout, but it was more like a like a festival. It was just wild. I'm just curious what it's like now. Like Hockenheim. So this will have like all different class cars in it, I would imagine, right? Yeah, but everybody's got the X class cars out here. Ha! 10 handling, 10 speed. Good grief. Everybody's liking the Aston Martins, huh? 1, 2, 3, 4 Aston Martins in here. An Indy car. Some ABCs. Huh. Well, let's see what it's like. Probably crazy. Tire wear is only a one time. I think they should make them all one time. Who likes tire wear? This takes the fun out of it. Join event. This ought to be a shit show. Probably gonna get run over by the X class cars. Just curious what it's like. Can't see the corner. There goes the first X class. Over rotation there. Kind of hard to see the track. A lot of dark spots. Just people chilling. Unfortunately, when you park, it makes your car a ghost. I don't like that. Used to, you could look at each other's cars and see they were doing a burnout and whatever. Now everybody's a ghost. Yeah, well, that looks nice at night. Whoa! What is this layout? Okay, that threw me off. This is a weird layout. Yeah, busy morning. How's work going? Staying busy, I know, but customers being cool with you? Whoa, what the hell was that just went by? That thing was fast. That was crazy fast. Should we do a lap without the traction control? I haven't turned it off in several days now. Used to drive without it all the time, but just didn't feel like I could lay the hammer down on the corners, on the exit of corners. It just spin too bad and people would leave me. So I'm way out of practice. Traction control is off. I forgot. I got the memory of a goldfish sometimes. It's so dark here. They changed the course and there's no light on this corner. It's crazy. Easy. Man, it's spinning bad. Woo! Traction control off with no wing. I forgot I got no wing on here. It just wants to drift. It doesn't want to turn. Too much power. I think we'll turn that back on because I'll forget later. Yeah, there's an art to running without the traction control on the Loa. At one time I got pretty good at it, but I'm out of practice now. Well, I think we're going to end the stream here. We've been going for about 3.5 hours almost. I'm getting a little bit tired. Racing for hours is kind of intense, a little bit of drain on the brain, but it's good fun. Well, I appreciate you guys stopping in, and Striker and a couple of you guys racing with me. I appreciate it. It's a lot of fun. We had some wild times, but we had some good laps too. So I'll be back on later today, and I'll send out some invites to people that want to race. So just add MelonPopper7067 on the Xbox app if you want to get invited to the Clean Racers group. We don't have many rules. We just try not to run over each other. That's all. Allow passing. We don't try to block. Maybe on the last corner, just goofing around. It's not that serious, But we definitely don't try to run each other off the road or slam into each other or brake check. We don't do any of that stuff. So just try not to touch each other's car best we can. And that's not always possible. There's internet latency going on, and people brake at different positions based on how their car is set up. So accidents happen. It's not that serious. We all know that if there is a wreck, and there's the intent is everything. If there's no intent to wreck, that's what matters. So, anywho, I'll be back on later, and then do some more racing, and then tonight we'll probably play some Dirty Bomb, maybe some Battlefield as well, 2042. We'll see. We'll see how I feel. Sometimes I think I'm going to go play a certain game when I get back online, and then I start it up and I'm like, I'll change my mind. But definitely going to be some more Forza, some more Dirty Bomb. Just waiting on a set of Corsa Evo to come out with a patch so they turn on the multiplayer online. and we'll be playing a lot of that. I've got a real nice Timax Crystal Light VR headset, so we'll be playing that in VR and sometimes in 2D when it gets real hot in here in the office. The VR is not real comfortable because you get the headphones on, keeping heat from getting out of your head, and then you got the goggles on, keeping heat blocked in. It can get pretty warm, and get some eye strain and fatigue from it too. Even though I've got the refresh rate cranked to the moon on it. But anyway, I'll catch you guys later. GG's, fellas. Yeah, good morning, bro. I'll catch you later.